For the past 2 years, students across Singapore have been waiting for their time to shine. Honing their craft in disciplines ranging from choir and dance to ensemble, hundreds of school teams are celebrating their achievements at the biggest event of the season, the Singapore Youth Festival. The Singapore Youth Festival Central Judging of Dances is here again. Among the schools participating this year are Catholic High School Primary and Pei Hwa Presbyterian Primary School. Nicholas, who is in Primary 3, will be showcasing his skills in the International Dance category of the judging for the first time. Jin Rong, who is in Primary 5, will be dancing in the Indian Dance category for the second time. Both dancers have been working hard for the event. Catholic High School Primary has had a very strong presence in the International Dance category for over 9 years. This year, the team is presenting a dance entitled Emergence. It is an upbeat dance that combines gymnastics with modern dance. Nicholas joined dance in Primary 1 and has been training in contemporary dance for the last 2 years.
Dance is not only for girls because our dance is different from girls' dance and we have a lot of stunts and a lot of energy. To make it a perfect dance, we need to remember to point our toes, hold our hands tight, a lot of energy and remember our steps.
Five, 6, 7, 8, 1.
Throughout his training, Nicholas gets guidance from his good friend and team leader, Yi Feng.
Yi Feng is a very good leader and he helps me by pointing out my mistake and helping me correct them.
Around bending your legs. Straighten your legs.
In another part of Singapore, a young team of girls from Pei Hwa Presbyterian Primary are working hard to master a different type of dance, classical Indian dance. It is an all-Chinese girl group. Some have been training for 4 years in Indian dance, and for some, it's their first time representing their school in the upcoming SYF Central Judging. The team has also previously achieved good results for their performance in SYF, and this year they are hoping to maintain their standard. The dance this year is entitled Sunshine, and the choreography is meant to represent the sun rays. It is a celebration of joy and cheer and is a high-energy dance that combines modern and classical techniques. The girls have to master the classical movements and at the same time portray the mood of happiness through their facial expressions.
The sunshine theme of the Indian dance that we're doing now represents happiness and energy and the force of the sun. The last year's SYF we did fire. We weren't supposed to smile because it's fire, it's blazing, roaring, it's hot, it's fiery, and so we're not supposed to smile. But for this sunshine, it represents happiness and energy, so it means that we smile and then we put a lot of energy into the steps that we dance on. So it will make it sharp, clear, and better for those that watch and understand more.
Okay, first, you're not supposed to go to the front, Ken.
For Jin Rong, she has been training in Indian dance for 4 years. This is her second SYF and she's one of the more experienced dancers in the group. Before this, she had no prior training in Indian dance. She worked hard at learning the techniques for classical Indian dance.
Up, up, down, up, down, up, down.
She enjoys her dance training, and recently she convinced her younger sister, who is in Primary 2, to join the group and participate in the upcoming SYF as well.
I kind of pre-trained her before she joined when she was in kindergarten too, and I started teaching her like basic steps, so I'm like preparing her for the Indian dance CCA.
So how does her sister find Jin Rong's training?
They find her like very irritating like that, like bossy.
Okay, let's stay. Okay, ready? Get set, go.
Jean Rong was appointed by her coach Mrs. Bala as the leader of the team. She helps the instructor to lead the warm-up for the training sessions and helps out the younger dancers in learning the more difficult steps.
Okay, y'all sit Murah Mandi first, can? Sit.
The training is not easy. The dance is high energy and requires a lot of stamina. Even this simple step, Mul Mandi, requires a lot of strength from the leg muscles and can be quite tiring.
33, 34.
However, unexpected things in the dance, like the bells falling off, can also happen.
Pick up that. Oh my goodness.
Definitely, Indian dance needs a lot of stamina because footwork, very intricate footwork and very intricate hand gestures. So with also a little bit of facial expressions if need to. So the coordination is extremely involved. You need to coordinate all the three together. So this is the part where they find it very difficult.
Another challenge the girls face is forming the sunflower formation. Will Jean Rong be able to help her teammates perfect it before the SYF? And will Nicholas be able to master his movements for a flawless performance with Yifeng's help?
Go.
Today, Jean Rong and her team from Pei Hua Presbyterian Primary School are busy getting ready for their training for the upcoming SYF performance, which is just a week away. For Jean Rong, it is a chance to help her teammates learn the more difficult steps.
Over these 4 years, she has really come up very well. A very talented girl, very flexible in her movements. She knows exactly what she's doing and she's very focused in class. When she has reached the stage of seniority, she's able to actually lead the class for me at times.
As a leader, Jean Rong shares her knowledge of classical Indian dance with her teammates.
1, 2, 1, 2. We put together means flower, but then if we open one at a time, it's just like open, close, it's flower bud. This in India means bracelet. And then this, when we open, means flower bud.
The dance involves a variety of steps and the movements are fast-paced, which requires a lot of coordination, so the girls need to be focused. To achieve this, they need to synchronize their steps, practice harder, and share their knowledge of the steps. The girls also find it more difficult to master the classical dance moves, which are a big part of the performance.
You kick your hand. There you go.
Even with the classical moves perfected, the girls still have to master the coordination and facial expressions for the dance. The dance is a celebration, so they have to work on bringing the emotion to the stage.
Yeah, the dance is about happiness and energy. So when the dancers, my friends, they have to put in more emotion into the dance. So when people see our dance and then they'll say, okay, I understand what's all this about, because when we put our emotion, it helps the people understand more about the dance.
However, the girls always forget to correct their facial expressions as they are concentrating on the dance movements. But they have a bigger challenge for the SYF. The girls only have 1 week now to perfect the formation of the sunflower. New additions to the sequences were only introduced a week ago. Right now, they are still trying to get the right poses and get used to holding the scarf, which tends to fall all over the place.
When we do the formation, it's like not all of us are very used to it. So if some of us are like doing new poses, then we have to like familiarize with the pose. Then after that, we'll get used to it much better. Some of us, they are already familiarized with the formation, where we think that, okay, this part of the dance, yes, and then.
Today, one of the girls is not at practice and it affects the rest of the group in perfecting the performance. So attendance is also very important.
before you came to your place? No. How come you dropped halfway there? Are you in correct position? You're not.
When some girls don't turn up, we get a bit mixed up because they are not in their positions, and then we're confused of where they are supposed to be and what they're supposed to do. So sometimes we just do the wrong steps and we do the wrong poses and all. That's why.
Meanwhile, the boys at Catholic High Primary School also have a difficult floor pattern to master for the SYF. They are a big team of 46 members. The dance requires a lot of teamwork and coordination, so attendance at training is really important at this point. Nicholas, who is one of the younger members of the Catholic High team, is performing for the SYF for the first time. He is hoping to master all his moves this week with Yifeng's help.
It's much more tiring than other sports that I do. We need a lot of energy so that we'll look very good on stage.
The SYF is also a week away for them, and the boys are training hard to master one of the more difficult sequences, which is the arrow formation. This formation is very confusing for the boys as there are many people coming out at the same time, so each person needs to know his exact position. As the dance training involves a lot of teamwork and discipline, the boys learn other values from the dance training which they can apply.
I see myself very different after I joined dance. After I joined dance, I become more disciplined.
With such strong teamwork and effort put into the dance, the team also finds other ways to bond after training.
Besides dancing, we play soccer as it is a way to bond with each other.
Even though they can never decide who can be captain, they have a great time together. After all, boys will be boys. It is the day of the central judging for Pei Hua Presbyterian Primary School. The girls are busy putting on their makeup and costume fittings. For the first time, they are wearing traditional Indian costumes, accessories, and getting a full traditional Indian makeup. Their makeup and costumes alone take 4 hours to put on. The costume is golden and orange in color, which represents the sun and brightness. The fan represents the sun rays, so when they sit in the appropriate position, the fan will spread beautifully, showing the sun's pattern.
Some of us really just don't like the texture and how tight it is.
So will the tight costume affect their performance at central judging? It is the day at the SYF Central Judging of Dancers at the NUS University Cultural Center Hall. This year, 83 schools are participating in the International Dance category and 87 schools are participating in the Indian Dance category. The team from Catholic High School are hoping that all their hard work and efforts will get them good results. The girls from Pei Hua Presbyterian Primary look beautiful in their traditional Indian costumes and are anxious for their performance. The Indian dance team from Pei Hua are busy doing some final practices and trying to perfect some of their poses for their dance. Jean Rong is quickly putting on dance accessories that her coach brought for her. As her ankles are more easily bruised, she needs a softer type of bells so that she does not hurt her legs.
Some of us have to wear this different anklet because some of our feet are too small. Two, some of us can't take the sharp leather cutting. But some disadvantages of this, if we tie it too tight, it becomes like this. So it's like, there's a deep groove inside there and it hurts a lot. So that's why this one we just try not to tie too tight, not too loose. And when it gets too loose, well, the thing won't fall off and you won't trip over it.
For some of the girls who will be on the SYF stage for the first time, they are very nervous and are busy checking their poses and moves with other teammates. But how about Jean Rong?
I don't feel that scared. I think I'm kind of prepared for the dance, but maybe a bit not so calm because some people are still getting their makeup on and last minute practicing, and I'm afraid that the dance will go smoothly and we won't earn that good results, but let's just hope they'll turn out smoothly.
The time is here. The girls finally go in for their performance. All of them are hoping that everything goes well.
Next, serial number 86, Pei-Hwa Presbyterian Primary School, Sunshine.
Finally, a sense of relief and elation for the girls after the performance.
Everything was fantastic.
It was so fun. At first, I started standing there and it was like so scary because actually I could see the silhouette of people sitting behind the judges' table. So I was like, oh no, what am I gonna do? But then after that, progressed later to the dance. I felt it was so fun and I couldn't stop smiling naturally. So it was like so great.
As this was my first SYF, I learned that we should not be scared of anything and be calm in all performance.
For this Indian dance, I take it as an interest and as a hobby, but maybe in secondary school, I'll start to try something different.